Brought to you by Penguin.
The Girl Who Came from Rags by Gracie Hart. Read by Colleen Prendergast.
Chapter 1. Mary Ann sat in the kitchen of Ma Fletcher's house near Speaker's Corner and realised she could not quite forgive herself for being so selfish and leaving her benefactor and lifelong friend to die on her own. She should have known that the old woman was seriously ill and that she had just put a brave face on her pain. She had encouraged Mary Ann to leave her be so that she could attend the Guild Ball with her wealthy William Ellershaw, and now Ma was gone. She shook her head and smiled, then took a slow sip of her tea. Despite feeling guilt over Ma Fletcher's death, she knew Ma would have appreciated the scene that she and William had caused at the Guild Ball, and would have understood why she had not returned to her bedside. They had caused many a tongue to wag with their obvious passion for one another, and now both Ma's plans and her own had come to fruition. The only pity was that Ma was not alive to see it. Mary Ann knew she had a lot of things to be thankful for, and at this moment she was counting Ma's blessings most of all. Ma had bequeathed all that she had possessed to her, keeping her promise to her. She also now had William in the palm of her hand. She was both wealthy and loved, both things that she had only dreamt of a few months ago. And with her sister Eliza now being engaged to Tom Thackeray, her childhood sweetheart, things were beginning to look rosy for the Wild girls from Pit Lane. Mary Ann set down her tea and wandered into the hallway. She couldn't help but glance in at the parlour where, behind the curtained partition, the body of Ma Fletcher lay in her coffin. She sighed before walking over and glancing at herself in the mirror by the front door. She should be wearing black for mourning, she thought, as she put on her best hat and wrapped her shawl around her. But black was such a dull colour, and it did nothing for her complexion, so she'd not bothered. Ma Fletcher would have understood. She'd not had time yet to tell her sister of Ma Fletcher's death. She'd not spoken to her since the ball. Instead, she'd had to call for the doctor to register the old girl as dead, and then seen that she was laid out and her funeral needs were arranged. Now that all was in place, and the funeral was to take place on Friday, she would go and tell her the news that was going to change Mary Ann's life, and perhaps enable her to help her daughter, Victoria, and her sister, Eliza. She hesitated for a second, wondering whether to check in on the old woman before leaving the house, but then thought better of it. After all, she wasn't going to be going anywhere. She was dead and as cold as the grave. But it was hard for her to register that after looking after her the last few months and seeing to her every need. A cold shiver ran down her spine as she closed the front door behind her and started walking down from Speaker's Corner to her sister's shop on Boar Lane. She'd news to tell her sister, some bad, but mostly good, now that she would soon be a woman of wealth, if the will of Ma Fletcher's that she had found was true. In the sewing room at the back of her shop, Eliza sat back in disbelief. Ma Fletcher is dead. The poor old woman. She might have been a nosy old devil, but she looked out for us over the years when we were both in need of her, and she's been good to you, Mary Ann. Aye, well, she'd been getting frailer. She wasn't enjoying her life any more, not like she used to. It's a blessing, really. The funeral will be a quiet affair. She'd no relations left. It's at St. John's at 1 on Friday. Mary Ann looked across at her sister. I presume you'll be coming? Yes, of course I'll come. I owe her that much. I'll always remember standing on her cart down there on Briggate when Queen Victoria visited Leeds. Eliza smiled. She looked after me and Victoria so well that day, made sure we wanted for nothing. Aye, well, she's done the same for me and all, Mary Ann told her. According to the will I found, she's left me everything, just like she said she would, providing I look after her old cat until its dying day.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?